Hey guys, Code27 here. Here to do another video for you guys, and it is my first book review. I've been saying I'm going to do a book review. When was the time I said? I think it was around the summer where I said I was going to do a book review. Never did it. So, I figured I'm finally off for the semester, so I figured I do some book reviews for you guys. And I'm going to trying to review anyway. James Patterson. Witches and Wizards. Sorry. Yeah. I hate when they put the tags up here, especially for these, because you know, sometimes it just sticks on there. Anyway, put that back there. Like I said, it's James Patterson and Gabrielle Charbonnet. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. This was actually pretty good, believe it or not. Despite the mixed reviews you see online and everywhere else about this book, I actually did end up liking it. It was a little bit of a slow burner at the very beginning, but I can understand it because when I first read it, I didn't know it was meant to be a two-part book. So a lot of the first half is a lot of build-up and character development. And the second half, it's a little bit more actiony. Not too much, but it's there. You get little splashes of it there. So let's talk about the book. As you can tell, it is a book about a witch and a wizard. It's about a pair of siblings named Whitford and Witseria, but they call them Wit and Witsy in the book. And what was interesting about the book, let me find the first chapter, is at the beginning of every chapter, you see, I don't know how you can see that. Get a little closer. Be helpful if I can do on the right page. You see Wit, which Wit is the brother. And at the beginning of our chapter, it splits up the perspectives of the two siblings. So one chapter you could be reading about the perspective and the point of view of Wit, and the other one you could be reading the perspective of Witsy, which is Wisteria, which is what they call her in the book, Witsy, or what Wit calls her anyway. So in the beginning of the book, we see Wit and Witsy wake up very early in the morning to soldiers marching on the street. It doesn't really go into detail. Maybe it'll go into detail in the next book on how this happened. The government changed overnight, and it kind of becomes a little bit of a totalitarian state of government. Hopefully I'm getting my governments right. Shame on me. And they wake up and people bust through the doors, and they accuse them of being a witch and a wizard. So they get taken away to a prison. Well, it used to be a prison. It still is a prison because they hold a bunch of people there. A bunch of most of the people they hold are actually kids. There's no adults except for the people that are watching over them. They're there, and they slowly start figuring out that they're actually a witch, and they actually have they're witch and wizard, so they actually have magical powers. So they don't know how to control them. Toward the very end, they actually start learning how to control them a little bit more than they used to, because a lot of times it just happens spontaneously, and it's actually kind of funny to read their reactions to find out how they're doing all this. So what's weird about, I can kind of see why people did not like this book. I kind of do. A lot of times when you're reading, you kind of forget what perspective you're reading from. I know it's happened to me a couple times when I was reading it. I read it a while ago, so forgive me if I don't remember everything. But I kind of see why they didn't like this book. Like I said, you kind of forget what perspective you're reading from. It is kind of slow. It is it does get a little boring at times. Like it's a little. I'm not gonna say tedious. It doesn't get tedious. It just. I've read a lot of James Patterson, because James Patterson, if you don't know, writes young adult and adult novels. Witches and Wizards is one of those young adult books. And from the ones that I've read from James Patterson, the young adult books, this might be I'm not gonna say the worst one, because it's not a bad book. It's less superior than the ones I've read. At least in my opinion. I don't want to get lynched by James Patterson fans, but yeah, this is probably the lesser of his books, but it's still a pretty good book. I do recommend it, because it is a pretty good book. The second one, which I think is called True Gift, not to be confused with True Grit, the movie is coming out next week. True Grit, I almost said True Grit. True Gift just came out. I believe the other day. I think this week, maybe. I'm not sure. That came out, so I might go pick it up soon. Maybe not. I have a bunch of books I'm reading. I'm barely just starting to read Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan's The Strain. I'm halfway through. It's an awesome book. I'll do a review on that when I'm done. But as for this, I do think it's pretty cool. I think it is a pretty good book. I think it is worth checking out, just because it's James Patterson, and I think he's a pretty good writer. There is some pretty interesting stuff. Their higher up people in the book are called the ones who insert whatever job they do. So the judge is actually the one who judges, and we have, I guess you can say, the main villain, although he only appears like 2, maybe 3 times in the book. The one who is the one, I think that's what he's called. I'm not sure. I don't know where to find him. I think that's what he's called. So he comes in, and it's kind of weird, because I think he has powers too. So that's why I think it's weird. But anyway, I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while. I think he did have powers, which is weird because he's hunting people that have powers. Well, the kids anyway. Yeah, I mean, again, it's been a while since I read this book. I might have to go read it again, just so I can catch this, just so I can remember some stuff when I get the second one. But I do recommend the book. I think it is a good book. So yeah. Again, I didn't want to go into full detail because I might ruin some of the stuff, because I don't want to ruin anything. Because there is a very interesting arc in this book that I didn't want to get into, because again, it kind of spoils it. Although I will show you this, just to give you a little example of what the little arc I was talking about. I don't know how well you can see that. Yeah, so as you see, it's called the new government is called the New Order, which is pretty cool. So I kind of give you a little example of what that's like, and what the little arc is. So go check it out if you haven't. If you have read this book, let me know what you guys thought of it. Maybe you're in the mixed review area, or you hated it, or you liked it. Either way, if you read it, let me know what you thought. If you haven't read it, go check it out. I think it's a pretty good book. If it's not a good book to you, I'm sorry. But do not, as I know, and this is something that bugs me about people who read books. It's not everybody, but there is a couple people out there that I know that do this. Do not compare other books to the book you're reading. It's like if you're reading a book about witchcraft, like W, don't compare it to Harry Potter, because that is a very different book than this. They're both two different books. And don't ask me if I liked Harry Potter this better, because I grew up with Harry Potter, so I think that might be a very biased answer. Anyway, I should stop holding this. That's been a review of W. Very scattered, probably not very good review, but I will try to do my best to keep doing book reviews. I have a movie review for you guys coming up very soon. I probably might film that today and put it up tomorrow, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's it. That's been my book review. If you guys want more book reviews, let me know in the comments below. I will try to do better at doing book reviews, I promise. Yeah, that's it. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully you guys are having a good day and a good week. See you guys next time.